Once upon a time, in the great Arkansas Kingdom, the world lived in peace and coexistence between the humans, the animals, the birds, even the cute little bunny rabbits. It was an age of prosperity without anything to fear of war, famine, catastrophe. It was so very boring. So boring, in fact, that even the devil himself was bored brainless. The devil dreamed of bloodshed, pestilence, suffering on a cosmic scale. So, he devised a plan to make things in Arkansas a little more entertaining. The devil unleashed the curse of the Eternal Night, a powerful spell that conjured mindless, soulless, heartless monsters across the world. The monsters lay waste to every city, every home, every leaky outhouse, and backwater town in the kingdom. It was beautiful, but for some reason, the humans quite enjoyed their safe, boring little lives. They couldn't handle a few pesky monsters coming in and tearing them all limb from limb. So, they called upon their champion, the mighty wizard. A sorcerer with the skill and intellect to break the curse and usurp the devil's power. The wizard departed his luxurious tower and his studies to find the power he needed to break the curse of the Eternal Night. Very well, the devil said. Two can play that game. And who knows, this might be the fun I've been looking for. So in response to the wizard's quest, he called upon a champion of his own. Stingy Jack, history's greatest trickster and con artist, banished to wander the world as a wayward spirit. The devil crammed Jack's soul into the skin of a pumpkin and made him a deal. The devil would forgive Jack's past misdeeds and grant him passage to the afterlife. And in return, he gave Jack one simple mission: find the wizard and destroy him. Stingy Jack, the genius trickster who could fool even the devil himself, has returned to the mortal realm. Armed with a brand new body and his soul cruelly bound to a festering pumpkin, Jack has been joined by his stoic guide, the owl, and commandeered the services of a cowardly crow to fight on his behalf. But there must be no more time for fun and games. Jack and his companions of the night must embark upon their quest to slay the wizard. With Jack now perfectly attuned to his new vessel, the owl leads him to the mountains in the distance. For at the heart of the mountain, through a network of ancient mines, lies a powerful secret. The great Jack, master of trickery, finally has had the tables turned on him. Upon reaching the tablet of the heart of the mountain, Jack bitterly discovers that he is too late. The clever, cold-hearted wizard, humanity's champion, now possesses a powerful amulet, and is one step closer to usurping the devil's rule over the world and breaking the curse. But there is still hope for our harrowing heroes. Jack's epic duel with the wizard's indentured spirit catches the attention of a magical sword, who vows to teach him greater mastery of the deadly arts. Determined to close the gap between himself and the enemy, Jack and his companions rush from the mountain and follow the wizard's trail of magic into the wilderness. What a misstep. In their hubris to hunt down the wizard, Jack and his avian accomplices followed the only trail available that they could find in the woods. At the behest of a fawning merchant, Jack was sent on a wild goose chase in the hopes of meeting a powerful witch. Traversing the merciless landscape on horseback, and with the help of an ignoble ferryman, Jack's efforts soon paid off, and he met with the witch, only to have his own head stolen for their supper. With the assistance of the cowardly crow, Jack was reunited with his body. And now, with the wizard's trail run cold, Jack and his companions have only instinct and gumption to guide them. They hurry to follow the sounds of cannons and gunfire to find a city at war. The tides are finally starting to turn for Jack and his team. Finally, they're catching up to the cold-hearted wizard. Much to his unrelenting anger, discovering a human city fighting to keep the devil's monsters at bay, Jack barges inside as a conquering hero to the darkness. Even with the soldiers doing everything they could to stop Jack from getting inside the city, Jack broke through their defenses and laid siege to the castle town. But as he broke into the city, so did the mindless monsters outside. Now caught in the middle of war for the heart of the city, Jack was forced to slay the mighty door and crush the humans' resistance at the same time. But his efforts have surely paved the way to victory, as the gates have been opened to a massive cemetery beyond the city. Amongst the tombstones and coffins, Jack is sure to find the key to tracking down the conniving wizard. The final leg of the journey has begun. Inside the expansive cemetery, Jack delves deep into a demonic neighborhood that lies within, filled with monsters, gargoyles, and the spirit of the dead. Jack meets with the architect, an agent of the devil sent to deliver Jack to the wizard's destination with the power of the 7 deadly sins, long since plugged by humanity's virtuous knights. Destroying 6 of the idols restricting the power of the sins, Jack slays the embodiment of gluttony itself to unseal the power of the sins, the greatest force of evil known throughout history. Using his great magic and the sin's power, the architect constructed a portal to the far, far north, where the wizard now attempts to unlock the secrets of the amulet to usurp the devil's power. Time is certainly running out for Jack and his companions. If they cannot traverse the harsh and bitter north, the wizard's final defenses against the darkness, then he will fail in his mission. Victory at last! Victory for the underworld! Victory for the devil! And victory for the great Jack and his friends. Even with the likes of monsters, humans, and Santa Claus himself standing between him and the wizard, Jack and his companions cut through their defenses and make their way to the heart of the north. The cold and bitter air does little to deter Jack from fulfilling his mission, as he finally reaches the final portal, where on the other side, the wizard has been trying and failing to unlock the amulet's power. Only releasing that Jack's pure human spirit is the final key to wielding the power of the amulet. The wizard confronts Jack in the flesh at last. As the legend predicted, the champion and the pariah join in their final battle of good versus evil. And evil triumphs. It's a long and arduous battle, and the wizard is powerful and cunning. Faced against Jack's greatness, cunning, and strength, the wizard falls at last. With his dying breath, he curses Jack and the world he inherits, just in time for Jack to steal the amulet and take its power for himself, empowering the humble soul inside a pumpkin like a god. Returning to the devil's good graces after so many centuries, Jack is free to roam the monster-infested earth, and powerful enough to destroy it. All just another day in the life of the great Jack.